Hey folks, Brad LeDrew here at Western GM in Drumheller, Alberta, Canada, and today we're looking at the new redesigned 2022 GMC Sierra, and this happens to be the SLT trim level. So very quickly, if you're not familiar with the lineup, your starting model is your Pro, then you have an SLE, then you have the Elevation, then you have the SLT like shown here, then you go into the AT4, okay, off-road look, and capabilities. Then the Denali, and then the AT4X, and lastly, the top dog, the Denali Ultimate. The AT4X and the Denali Ultimate are both priced about the same. They're both $100,000 trucks here in Canada. What's that, 20,000 US? No, just joking. So they're obviously high-end trucks. When you look at your starting trim level versus your top trim level, you're looking at basically $47,000 all the way up to like $98,000 for the MSRP on these trucks. And when you look at SLT like the one we're looking at here today, let's start off by, let's start this bad boy up. And let's pop the hood. I always like to talk about the engines and such. So again, I'm doing this on my iPhone. You're just going to put your hand here, slide to the right, lift up your hood. And so when you talk about an SLT, you have three engine choices available in the SLT. You have the 5.3 liter Ecotec 3 V8 direct injected, dynamic fuel management and variable valve timing, 355 horse, 383 foot-pounds of torque. And then your next engine, which is about $1,000 more, is this 3 liter inline 6 turbo diesel. It's got 277 horsepower and 460 foot-pounds of torque. And then for $2,000 more, so $3,000 over the starting 5.3 liter, you would have the 6.2 liter Ecotec 3 V8, direct injected, variable valve timing, direct injected dynamic fuel management, and that one's 420 horse, 460 foot-pounds of torque. And pretty straightforward stuff. Washer fluid overflow, air filter box, rad overflow, engine oil dipstick. We use a Dexos. You can see here 0W20 full synthetic oil, which is about 90 bucks here in Canada, 89.95. You can see you got your battery, and right here you got your fuse box. Okay, pretty straightforward. And you can see here it's a diesel, so you can hear that diesel engine noise. That's one of the reasons why it's got this engine cover here to help. It's thicker than the normal ones, so you don't hear that engine when you can hear already how quieter it is. So again, we're talking about the SLT. One of the things that people really like about the SLT is you get the chrome look, okay? So the Elevation in the GMCs are all about the blacked out look, but the SLE and the SLTs are the chrome front ends and chrome bumpers and all that, and the chrome alloy wheels and the chrome mirror caps and chrome door surrounds and chrome. So if you like the chrome and you don't want to spend a lot of money, look at an SLE. If you like the chrome and you want all kinds of options like your heated cooled seats and sunroof and all that sort of jazz, look no further than the SLT. So again, you can see here, really nice front end, all this nice chrome. You got this piano black here as well, the LEDs. Again, all the chrome in around, chrome bumpers, front fog lights, just a great looking truck. Moving on over to the side, again, we've got some Goodyear Wrangler tires, pretty common on our trucks. And again, this is an 18-inch alloy. So again, if you're familiar with pickup trucks, a lot of our trucks are 18, 20, and 22s. So again, we're here in Alberta. We have piles and piles, like thousands of kilometers of grid roads, which are gravel roads. So again, having an 18 or a 20-inch tire, which means you have more of the sidewall height, will give you a softer, more comfortable ride. Whereas if you're on asphalt and you're doing a lot of pure city driving and you want to drive your truck like a sports car, obviously a 22-inch rim with a lower profile tire will give you a little bit better handling, okay? So it's not tremendous, but it is an advantage, okay? You can see the felt liners with the Kevlar backing, which is really nice. Keeps down the pinging and panging. Again, we talked about all the chrome all around on the truck. You can also see, again, you got those felt liners in under in the back as well. Keep down the pinging and panging. And I'll just go back here. Again, you can see all the chrome emblems, the chrome exhaust tips, which are the dual exhaust, the chrome rear bumper. You can see the X31 off-road package, which I'll talk about in a second. And everybody loves the easy corner step, so put your foot in, hand here, now you're in the back of the box. Give you a bit of an overview here. Very, very nice. And this has the multi-pro tailgate, which is your multiple function lift gate. So again, the guys at TFL Truck, I really like them, but for some reason they had a problem with this tailgate. I'm just going to show you folks real fast. 1, 2, 3, what's that, 2 seconds to lift your lift gate. And again, if you're older, you want a little more stability, you've got your handle here, just one finger, drop step back down in place. Okay, you can get a kicker audio system in there for tailgating, but to me, that's not really what the truck is for. The top button, say you've got some lumber or plywood in the back, now it's sticking up on an angle and that's not going to slide out. Okay, your bottom button, your normal tailgate goes down, okay, and right here, put your hand in, lift up, now you got a gap stop. So quads, dirt bikes, lumber, plywood, it's not going to slide out of the back of your truck. Love that function. And again, lift her up, that top button. Now we got a little workspace, right? So if you notice all these hooks in the back, 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, 3 on the sides that you can add as options, 3 more up in the front row, all rated at 500 pounds here on each one of these hooks. Whereas some of our competitors, the whole corner is rated at 500 pounds for tie downs. So again, depending on what you're strapping or holding down, you'll love the fact that there's more capabilities in the back of this truck. And again, it's because we have a higher thicker steel mill than anybody else. And also the cutouts of how this is all cut out, we have more volume in the back of this truck than any of our competitors. You notice these cutouts right here, you can use something advanced like a gear-on accessory kit, or you can just use your own 2x4s, cut them out the length, and now you've got 2-tiered storage. Okay? You can see you've got our 4-pin, 7-pin connectors. Pretty straightforward stuff. I'm going to get down low, see and under. Now, if you ever see any of our trucks with the Rancho dual tube shock, okay, that means it's got an X31 off-road package, which formerly in the past used to be called Z71. GM and Chevrolet just wanted to differentiate themselves, so instead of Z71 on a GMC, they now call it X31. It's been like that for a couple years. But your rear end is really important because we have an automatic locking rear differential. So if that wheel spins right here, and there's a 300 RPM difference, with that wheel, they both lock together and spin in unison, giving you the best possible traction, I should say, so that you don't have to be in 4x4. So if you're in 4x4, obviously you're getting worse fuel economy than if you're just driving around in 2-wheel drive with this. Some people used to call it a positive rear end, but again, it's automatic. Now this is a Duramax diesel we mentioned before, so again, you got the capless fuel door and you have your DEF fuel tank right here. The big pièce de résistance, or however you say that in French, is obviously the redesigned interior. So very quickly, you can see we got the nice, this is, again, if it was a High Country or a Denali, obviously you're in GMC land, if it was a AT4 or Denali, this would be real wood versus a faux wood, however you would say that, pronounce that, apologize. But again, it's still super sharp. Notice hopefully my phone can pick it up, the different grain of how it looks. So again, really nice engineered product. Again, different soft touch materials, stitching on the seats and door panels. Okay, seat back storage. Center armrest, big arm handle here to get in. Now I'm 6 foot 260, check this out. My feet go right up and under the seat. There's piles of knee and leg room. Again, you can get heated rear seats in these trucks. USB-C, USB. You can see that big armrest here as well. And let's move into the cockpit, because that's what everybody wants to talk about, is the new interior. Oh, and obviously, just real quick, you've got your power door locks, your power memory seat. You've got your power folding mirror right here as well. Power mirrors, and again, your automatic front windows to go down, and your 7-speaker Bose premium audio system. You see this polished versus shiny look on the all metal door trim, which looks really nice in these speakers. You can see this interior, most of our interiors, most people choose black. This one's a jet, is called a dark atmosphere interior, so that's the gray in this darker color, which I really, really think is sharp. But again, want to highlight a different interior for you folks. We can see we got the power tilt and telescopic on the steering column. And yeah, let's just get in. Sit down. It's pretty warm outside, so I'm pretty hot. So, well, let's talk about the infotainment system because, again, this is a whole lot of new inches. So right here, we got a 12.3 inch DIC. In some of the trucks, you can get right here, a heads-up display on the glass, which is a 15-inch heads-up, plus your 12.4, plus your 13.4 right here. So right now, this is the first time I want to show you. The truck's just started up. It's in demo mode because nobody owns it. We haven't registered it yet, of course. So we're just going to go open maps. And again, I'm doing this one-handed, so I just got to go through a couple settings. Go to settings, enable GPS, yes, turn on. It's going to zoom into Drumheller. I'm just going to say done on this stuff here, close. And this is your big new screen. So just like the old one, you got a home button here and you've got a home button right here. So again, we can go out and we can see what we have here, different settings, right? Audio. And what are we doing? Let's go to Sirius XM. Let's just turn it down. Let's say we want to change the station, and let's say we want to go to FM, and we want to program it to our local station here in town, 99.5. Whoops, let's go 995. Go. And let's program that right there. We can hit the map button so that we always see a mini map right there, or we can hit the full maps here. Now this is the new Google built in, so again, it uses a little bit of data, but what people will love is that you can download offline maps, which have your gas stations, everything on them. They use no data, so you always have navigation, even though you didn't pay for a navigation system for $1,000 like you used to in the past. And again, everybody's going to love Google, or you got Apple CarPlay, I should say, and Android Auto wirelessly in the truck as well. Okay, so again, depending on what you're doing, like I said, music. Let's just go to home. Let's say we want to go into the settings of the pickup truck. What do we want to do? Let's go vehicle. Right? Buckle to drive is a new thing. So that means when you first start your truck, if you don't put on your seatbelt, your truck doesn't go into drive. So again, lasts for about 10 seconds. Think about your teenager, that sort of thing. Maybe we want to check out our collision detection systems. Automatic braking. Off, alert, alert, and brake. Right? Front pedestrian braking. Do we want it off, alert, or just alert and brake? So you can see all these customizable features in here. People absolutely love about the GM vehicles. You can see we got buttons down here. So we have our lane keep assist. So again, that will, your steering wheel will steer you in and out of your lane. And if you don't have your hands on the wheel, it will even give you a message up here in your driver information center telling you that you need to take action, take control of the vehicle. It does this by measuring the painted center line and shoulder lines on the highway. You've got your automatic start stop feature. So again, push that button to disable auto stop off. Again, you think about it, you're at an intersection, there's 8 lanes of traffic in any direction, or 4 lanes of traffic, and you got 100 plus vehicles idling, waiting for the lights to change. The whole idea is that the time that it takes you to take your foot off the brake and move it to the accelerator, the vehicle will restart, saving you on fuel and emissions for the environment. You got your power tailgate down, hazard lights, traction control, and your hill descent control. So again, if this button is on, you'll see the light up here, and let's say you got your cruise set, and as long as you don't hit the accelerator pedal, and let's say you're going along at 60 kilometers an hour and you start to descend pretty steep decline, what it'll do is it'll automatically apply the brakes to maintain the speed that you have set, so you don't have to be tapping your brake pedal all the time. Moving on down here, you can see you've got your trailer brake controller. On this one, again, the SLT, we've got the optional bucket seats and all that sort of stuff, so it's a higher end level of the SLT, which you can get in just a bench. But we've got the cooled seats with 3 settings, we've got the heated back with 3 settings, and the heated back and bum with 3 different settings as well. Automatic climate control with sync. Pretty nice, pretty cool how this all looks. And again, because we're talking about the new truck, the big feature obviously is this gorgeous new interior. And even your DIC here, so your driver information center, you've got this jog dial here, so this up and down and left and right controls what you see up here. So for example, let's say if we want to go into the different headings that are in here. So you can see tire pressures, driver assist, oil life, your brake pad life. If you're not familiar with that, there's a little copper wire in your brake pad, and as that copper wire wears down, it detects the current change and it'll lower your brake pad life, letting you know when it's time to replace them. And again, air filter life, so again, monitoring how dirty it is. And again, your fuel filter, your diesel exhaust fluid level, and depending on, like, a lot of people love how much you can customize this. If we go right here and let's go all the way over to settings, you can even change your layout. So do you want a classic look like we have? Maybe we want to change it to progressive. All right. And let's say we want to change some of the information on here. So just for fun, I mean, we've got the auto 4x4 and all that sort of stuff over here, and that's some of the things that people really love about the GM trucks. So right now, if you notice, the rear of this is highlighted a little more white, so it's in two-wheel drive. If I hit the auto 4x4, you'll see it switch, and again, that will now be all highlighted white and in bold, I guess would be the right word I would use. And I'm just going to go back over to the main information. So again, you can see here we got the trailer button. When you push that, you can see the tow haul mode. When we turn this jog dial left or right, you can see we can go into a sport mode, and that little animation changes over here. We can go into your off-road mode, and again, the animation changes. And GM's put a lot of miles and technology and testing into this. Over 1 million miles tested, both real world and simulation. And it changes things like it dampens the steering feel so you get more road feel. It changes the throttle response so that if you're hitting the gas pedal, it's not going to spin the wheels, or it will give you more throttle depending on if it's in off-road or sport mode. Even your transmission, it changes the shift points so that they're crisper and quicker, or it holds the gears, again, if you're in your tow haul mode or if you're in your off-road mode. And again, I'm just going to go back into two-wheel drive, switch this over to normal. And again, everybody loves the fact that even in two-wheel drive, that G80 auto locking rear differential will give you the best possible traction. If you notice these little things up here, we got the plus and the minus, and we've got paddle shift on this as well. Now, one of the things people love, I mean, some people are going to go bananas over paddle shift. I don't really care, but it's kind of a nifty, cool little thing if you want to drive it like a stick with your paddle shift. But I like the fact that there is 2 fingers of gap between this. So here with my big old lunky hands, my fingers are not touching this, even like, you know, think about this. So you're never going to bang into that by accident, which is really, really nice as well. You can see we got our cruise control, our heated steering wheel. Again, set your gap distance for your collision braking and all those pedestrian technologies. And this brings us to the electronic shifter. So again, instead of having the shift column up here like we used to, we've got it down here. And this is on only obviously the models with the bucket seats. So this has the bucket seats, and pretty straightforward. There's a little button right there. We push this on the side, pull it down, we're in drive. Okay, you see we got the D right there as well. And, you know, pretty straightforward. Now, I have some people say, well, what if I forget to hit the P button and I just go in, turn off the vehicle? Well, if you turn off the vehicle, the truck is smart enough to know what's up. It puts itself into park automatically. Okay, let's restart the truck. Let's pretend, again, you're not paying attention. You're reversing for whatever reason. Here's your backup camera is on right now. Okay, and you're in reverse. And let's say we start moving. I'm going to start moving a little bit here. And we open up the door. You'll see what happens is that the truck will put itself into the electronic brake, will turn on automatically, and it puts itself into park. So again, we're just rolling back at a little bit at like here in the parking lot, but it's just one of those things. It's new. Sometimes new things make people nervous, so I always like to show you folks what's up so that you don't get into those situations. You can feel comfortable. But look at this. Look how comfortable this is driving. I can see myself driving down the road, hand on this, super slick. And again, you can go into drive and pull it back a second time, and you go into L, and now you can use your, see this, your paddle shifters up here to change your transmission. Okay, I'm just going to hit P again. Again, nice center console armrest. Lots of storage in here, USB-C, USB, power outlet, and you can see it's got a very large charge port for various different models of phones. Lots of storage in here, and there's a light right there as well. Let's close this back up. And just talk about the whole redesign of this interior. So, like, you've got this really sharp looking piano black finish all around here, okay? You've got the soft textured materials with the stitching up here. Different textures material here versus this, versus this. You got this chrome accenting, and again, two different colors of this plastic finish here. And then even the texture on this, if you can see, the texture on this is different than the other texture. So you got a lot of different things going on that makes this feel a lot more upscale than it ever was in the past. So again, the big thing that GM needed to improve was the interior. There's a lot of people calling for a more upscale and premium feel, and certainly you have that now. And again, showing you all these soft touch materials, all this, just see the again, this is not real wood unless it was a High Country or a Denali, but you can see like the engineering of this is beautiful with this nice chrome, all the chroming around here, right? Really, really sharp. Even this, see the texture is different, and it's a kind of a matte finish on the steering column, sorry, on the steering wheel. So lots of different things on the go. Moving on up here, you can see we've got our dome light on or off, that sort of thing, airbag on the passenger seat. And then we got OnStar. We got our, obviously, 4G LTE Wi-Fi in the vehicles, and that's your Wi-Fi hotspot, so your password and all that. That's your OnStar advisor. And then you got the SOS function. So again, heaven forbid your vehicle rapidly decelerates on the side, like, you know, you hit a snowbank or something like that. Let's say the airbags go off. SOS, if you're an OnStar active subscriber, it'll call the vehicle to see if you're okay, and if you don't respond, they call the EMS. And again, if you push the SOS button, it gets you on the phone with a trained EMT so you can deal with an emergency situation. So really, really neat stuff that way. And again, everybody loves the fact with the OnStar app on your phone, so the My Chevrolet or My GMC app, not only do you have your owner's manual and all that stuff, and you can schedule servicing, but you can test your trailer lights with your phone. You can start your vehicle, unlock your doors, check your fuel levels, check your DEF levels, check your tire pressures, all from your phone. So let's say it's a late night and yourself or the missus is going on a highway trip tomorrow or something, and you just want to see if your DEF fluid is good, if your fuel level is good, so you don't have to run out that night and go fill up. So some really, really neat stuff like that. I'm just going to pop out of the truck. I know I talked a lot. That's what I do. It's a one-take shoot. That's the new modern fob system here. Just so you know, in GM land, if you see any fob that's this shape, Caddy, GMC, Chevrolet, Buick, this means it's got the new fob technology, which some of you techies might really appreciate. So if this fob is left somewhere and remains idle for 5 minutes, so this fob doesn't move, it goes to sleep, meaning that it's not sending an RFID signal anymore that some nefarious person can be driving by your neighborhood and trying to copy your key fob so they can steal your vehicle, which you hear about happening with Mercedes and Jeep even. So it's one of those things that is a technology that GM got built in. So again, this is not moving. It's sitting in your house or hanging on your your key hook in your garage. Nobody can scan and steal this. So if you were to say leave this in the vehicle, the same thing would happen. So don't leave your fob in the vehicle. But as soon as you move this once like this, it will reactivate, so as in this will not be asleep anymore, and then it will start up your vehicle. But a good example I can use is that if I was to close this door, let's pretend this is off, and I close the door, I don't lock the doors, and I just go back and I sit in this truck, and let's say this key is sitting here. I'll go to push this button, okay? It won't start because the key has been sitting idle the whole time. So all I have to do is just move it, and now the key is active, and it'll remain active until it stops moving. So there you go, folks. I know I talked a lot. This is the Cayenne Red. Beautiful, beautiful color. Again, 2022 redesigned GMC Sierra SLT trim level with the optional Duramax diesel. And again, the most fuel efficient truck in North America at 30 US miles per gallon, which is 7.8 something liters per 100 kilometers. It's incredible. But it's another one take shoot here from Brad at Western GM and Drumheller. Really appreciate your time. Like, subscribe, comment, all that sort of stuff. And again, if you're in the truck market, just take one for a drive. Take one for an extended drive. If you want fuel economy, this Duramax is it. If you want power, the 6.2 is it. If you want a combination of both, the 5.3, the standard engine is fantastic. And I guess two things I didn't say, or two things I can go into, is towing on all of these trucks, crew cab 4x4 in this configuration of an SLT, they're at worst in a crew cab of any of our trucks is going to be 9,000 pounds, and at best it's going to be 13,100 pounds. So they're all 9,000-ish plus 1,000 pounds of towing, and you can find all that information for specifically the truck you're looking at right in the door jamb of every single vehicle. So this one's telling you your payload on this one is 1,637 pounds, and your conventional trailering on this one is 8,800 pounds. So there you go, folks. Have a great day.